All right, guys, we're going through perception. This one we got 10 feet down, featuring a rule. Ruelle. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm not French. But 10 feet down, could be a reference to like 6 feet under. It could be something like that along those lines. But let's just keep an open mind and get right into it. Here we go. So hang on, it sounds like backmasking. I think that's what it's called, where you essentially you flip the vocal backwards, and it almost sounds like it's rewinding at points. So it's either backmasking or it's in a different language that I don't know, or both. But I would guess backmasking. Interesting. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I know the person in the mirror is not a perfect one. I look at him every day and think he's not enough. My life's a book that I don't really like to open up. I'm 26, but I feel like I live in chapter 1. I skimmed through it, I've been through it, they laugh at us. You think it's funny, yeah, laugh it up. I always felt like no one listened to me, that's how I grew up. Church is where I found God, but it's also where I learned to judge. Yeah, I had to learn there's a difference between...
Hey, man, he's putting a lot in here. So, man, I had a thought about what that was earlier. He said, he said he's 26, but he feels like he's on chapter 1. Sometimes I still feel like that little 9-10-year-old kid. And I feel like I'm still dealing with the same stuff. Like when the major issues first started hitting my life, I feel like I'm still dealing with that same shit. Looking in the mirror, thinking I'm not enough. Those same struggles that rose, I feel like I make a lot of progress, and then sometimes stuff happens in life, guys. And I had something happen not too long ago, and it's about 2 months ago, and it rocked my world. And I feel like it digressed my brain almost. And I felt like a little kid again for a little bit. And it was hard because it's when I first started doing reactions again, and it wasn't related to the channel or anything. It's just personal, but end of the day, it's like, man, I still feel like I'm that little kid sometimes, learning how to act like a grown-up and learning how to mature and grow and progress. And it's a hard journey, man. It's a difficult thing to do. Let's go back here. And then he also said, church is where he found God, but it's also where he learned to judge. And I think that's a very interesting concept, because in church you learn what's right and wrong. You learn what's a sin. And I don't know if he's talking about strictly judging other people's actions, or he could be talking about in churches there's a lot of like, you put on your Sunday clothes, you go and you want to appear, like your best for when you go to see God and whatnot. And a lot of times with that, there is a judgment of like, if someone doesn't wear the nicest clothes, which is interesting. I think that's more of a cultural thing that has developed over time, is the judgment of like, are they coming as they should to worship God and this and that? And it's like, well, I mean, look at what Jesus did. I'm not a Christian. I think there's something greater out there, and I try to hold myself to a certain standard, but I don't believe in the God of the Judeo-Christian Bible. But you look at, the story of Jesus and what he did. I mean, he hung out with prostitutes, the lepers. He hung out with the dirtiest people. He hung out with the rejects of society, the most disgusting people of the society. He hung out with them and talked with them. Now, anyway, I'm not really here to dissect that too much, but let's keep going here.
You think it's funny, yeah, laugh it up. I always felt like no one listened to me, that's how I grew up. Church is where I found God, but it's also where I learned to judge. Yeah, I had to learn there's a difference between what you want and what you really need. I've always been motivated by comments from people telling me things they think I'll never be, and then I become it. This is my everything. There's so much that goes on in my head that people will never see. You probably be terrified of my memories, don't lecture me. Let me be, let me see, let me breathe. How they remember me doesn't alter who I am as a person, and take my energy.
Hard days, cool nights, staring down at an empty cup like I'ma fill it up.
deceive me. I've been alive but live life like I'm already grieving. I'm at a table of lies but don't eat what they feed me. My hoodie over my face so nobody can see me. I'm on a plane about to fly again. Looking out the window, take a moment to admire it. Wondering how high it is, wonder where the time is when. Then I shut the window and go back to feeling like I'm on my mind again. Yeah, seems like we all trying to climb.
Interesting, man. So he said something like, I'm grateful for the fans, but they also deceive me. I wonder if he almost is talking about like either he's talking about fans directly lying to him, or it gives him a false sense of ego. And then he talks about sitting in the window of an airplane, and I think, feeling good and having great perspective almost, and then going, like, once he's away from that, it's like boom, right back to reality, and I'm fighting these same struggles and demons. I definitely relate to that. Huh.
Then I shut the window and go back to feeling like I'm on my mind again. Yeah, seems like we all trying to climb a ladder. It's crazy what we'll do to climb it faster. It's like we throw away the things in life that really matter, just so we can make it to the top and wonder what we even climbing after. I know the feeling of feeling like everything that you deal with will never change. That's part of being a human. Yeah, that's what you make of it. Take it, embrace it, and take it and savor it. Ain't about what you did, it's what you became from it. Yeah.
Wow. Hang on, it's not what you
deal with will never change. That's part of being a human. Yeah, that's what you make of it. Take it, embrace it, and take it and savor it. Ain't about what you did, it's what you became from it. Yeah.
Wow. So he's even saying it's not about what you did, it's not about what you did in the past. And he's almost saying it's not even what you do now or are going to do, but it's what you become from those things. It's what you become from your life experiences. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not, as personally for me, it's hard not to judge myself based off of what I'm able to do, and like clear metrics of work and projects, and I mean, even like on a YouTube channel, it's hard not to like judge those things in particular and say like the easiest thing would be like the YouTube channel, like, oh, I didn't, let's say I wanted to get 10 subscribers in a week and I only got 5. It's hard not to like it's dangerous to judge, to get your self-worth from an external source, whether it's an external metric of like, oh, I made $500 in a day, or whatever it is. I don't make $500 in a day, believe me, I wish I did. But it's certainly dangerous to draw your self-worth from an external source, because those things can always, like, these things are fleeting. Even our human, like our bodies, they break down, they're fleeting. Everything is fleeting. I mean, you drop a mug, it's going to break and then it's gone. Well, you could piece it together, all that, whatever, great. But, for the sake of what I'm trying to say is I feel the best when I have achieved a goal that I set for myself internally. I won't bang on. This isn't my therapy session, so let's keep going here.
Feeling like everything that you deal with will never change. That's part of being a human. Yeah, that's what you make of it. Take it, embrace it, and take it and savor it. Ain't about what you did, it's what you became from it. Yeah.
Hot days, cool nights, staring down at an empty cup like I'ma fill it up.
Oh, at an empty, I thought she said cop. I was like, an empty cop. It's like, what was she saying? Blue Lives Matter? And then no, an empty cup. So let's keep going.
Down at an empty cup like I'ma fill it up. All day, all night, 10 feet down, nearly my whole life. But I'll be rising up. Yeah, I know we all want what we never had. The good life doesn't seem so bad. The good life doesn't seem so sad. Yeah, we all want what we never had. Whoa. Hot days, cold nights,
So, yeah, interesting. And in the hook too, it's, it talks about we want what we can never have, or what we never had. But either way, yeah, I mean, it's very difficult for me to not measure myself based on the things I do and the things I can achieve. Because for me, I have been able to build up some of my self-esteem by saying, like, I've been able to do this, or I overcame this, or I got this job and I did this, and I started a small business and it was doing great until the season ended and I had to shut down. There's all these different things. It's hard not to draw some kind of identity from the things that we do, because I mean it makes sense that we do draw some kind of identity from the things we do because we're tied to them. I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily healthy, but we certainly, it's like if somebody kills someone, they're a murderer. Like, that's kind of how he talked about, that's where I learned to judge, in the church. And, as humans, we have to if you can't make any judgments, you're going to get into a lot of trouble. If you can't make judgments about other people, you're not going to be able to judge, this person doesn't seem very nice, they don't seem very genuine, they don't seem like they have anyone else's best interest in mind. So you have to make some judgments, for sure. But yeah, certainly it's like zero judgment is bad and too much judgment's not good. So I don't know, maybe, some middle ground is usually the right answer I've found in life. But I won't bang on too much about it here. I'm going to do another NF reaction. I'm excited to do this Perception album. But you guys take care and stay safe wherever you're watching the video from.